Today, I will be the master of my emotions. The tides advance, the tides recede. Winter goes and summer comes. Summer wanes and the cold increases. The sun rises, the sun sets. The moon is full, the moon is black. The birds arrive, the birds depart. Flowers bloom, flowers fade. Seeds are sown, harvests are reaped. All nature is a circle of moods, and I am a part of nature, and so, like the tides, my moods will rise, my moods will fall. Today, I will be a master of my emotions. Welcome to Flourish. I'm Diane Planadan, and you're in the right place if you're ready to create an inspired life. And we do so by working on our own personal development so that we can be strong role models for those we love and mentor. Today is scroll number 6 from Og Mandino's bestseller, The Greatest Salesman in the World. And you don't have to be in sales to appreciate these lessons in life. In fact, I did an entire episode about emotions and human nature, being a master of your emotions, from Robert Greene's best-selling book, The Laws of Human Nature, on how to master your emotional self. So I will add that to the show notes as well, because this topic is very fascinating on what emotional creatures we are. Well, we're creatures that are emotional that think, right? So I love that this is in his scrolls. It is one of nature's tricks, he says, little understood, that each day I awaken with moods that have been changed from yesterday. Yesterday's joy will become today's sadness, yet today's sadness will grow into tomorrow's joy. Inside me is a wheel constantly turning from sadness to joy, from exhalation to depression, from happiness to melancholy. Oh my goodness, like the flowers. Today's full bloom of joy will fade and wither into despondency. Wow, isn't that the truth? Our emotions are like a roller coaster. They're ebbing and flowing like the tides, which the moon actually, side note, does have something to do with. But I really thought this was fantastic. This book's written in the 60s. I will be a master of my emotions. Because it's really hard sometimes not to take things personally, right? I mean, your business is personal. I know people say, oh, it's just business. No. People who are really passionate about what they do, what they represent, what they are achieving in life, they're proud of that. So if you reject, whether it be a salesman or otherwise, saleswoman, whatever, semantics, it's personal. And that's why you have to work on your emotions. It's hard. It's absolutely a hard, difficult thing to do. But as long as you're aware of it, it does help. It does help. Goes on to say, and how will I master my emotions so that every day is a happy day and a productive one? I will learn the secret of the ages. Listen to this. Weak is he who permits his thoughts to control his actions. Strong is he who forces his actions to control his thoughts. Oh, I'm going to say that again. Weak is she who permits her thoughts to control her actions. Strong is she who forces her actions to control her thoughts. Yes, be hyper aware of your thoughts. And if you caught that, I said it in he and she just because when this was written, everything was written in he, and although Mother Earth was always her, I digress. Here we go on. He says, each day when I awaken, I will follow this plan of battle before I am captured by the forces of sadness, self-pity, and failure. So his battle plan is when he's depressed, he will sing. When he's sad, he will laugh. When he's ill, he'll double his labor. When he feels fear, plunge ahead. Inferior, I'll wear new garments. Feel uncertain. Raise my voice. Feel poverty. Think of wealth to come. Feel incompetent. Remember past success. If I feel insignificant, I will remember my goals. Today I will be a master of my emotions. This chapter right here, I think just needs to be repeated over and over again. You have to read this, you have to listen, you have to digest, because this book written in the 60s is quite fascinating, because this is what people are writing about today in personal development, in self-esteem, self-help, what have you, to help us rise up and be strong human beings. The power of our thoughts is incredible. And I know the secret, the law of attraction, talks a lot about what you're thinking will manifest, because you become what you think about all day long. And I think that was first said by Earl Nightingale, but I'd have to double check on that. It's been a long time. It's been around for a long, long time. But then you have these thoughts. Remember, you have to take action. You have to take action. Nothing happens just by thinking about it alone, but it begins with your thoughts, and it begins with your emotional being. He goes on to say, against them too, I must never relinquish control, right? Because you're struggling against an invisible force. If I become overconfident, I will recall my failures. If I overindulge, I will think of past hungers. If I feel complacency, I will remember my competition. If I enjoy moments of greatness, I will remember moments of shame. If I feel all-powerful, I will try to stop the wind. If I attain great wealth, I remember one unfed mouth. If I become overly proud, I will remember a moment of weakness. If I feel my skill is unmatched, I will look at the stars. Yes, you also have to stay humble, stay hungry, stay focused, because then you just get swept away in the momentum. But then you go over a waterfall and you go like, oh, what just happened here? What just happened here? This also makes you aware of others and other people and how they're feeling, because you catch their vibe. You catch that something's not right, or something is maybe going on with them that you don't know about in their lives. And it's just normal that we don't know what other people are going through. We have no idea, none whatsoever. And that's where the imagination goes wild. Back to Og Mandino. He goes on to say, my knowledge of this secret will be my key to great wealth. The key to great wealth is in mastering your emotional self. I like that. Henceforth, I will recognize and identify the mystery of moods in all mankind and in me. From this moment, I am prepared to control whatever personality awakes in me each day. I will master my moods through positive action. And when I master my moods, I will control my destiny. Let me say that again. When I master my moods, I will control my destiny. Today I control my destiny. And my destiny is to become the greatest salesman in the world. That's what he says in there. So what is your destiny? What is your aspiration? What are you striving towards? Do you want to be the best mom you can ever be? Do you want to be the best chef, cook, cleaner, corporate executive, retail clerk you could ever be? Whatever it is that you strive towards, if you want to write a novel, if you want to create and paint, or maybe compose on the piano, whatever that is, today I control my destiny and my destiny is. I will become a master of myself. I will become great, and I will lead a more inspired life.